Welcome to Dan ARG YouTube. Fares Okpere say Philip Shaibu na desperate man. He say Philip Shaibu carry thugs yesterday, wan go remove sitting deputy governor of Edo State. He carry tigers and lion of APC, follow body, wan go remove sitting deputy governor of Edo State. Make I leave you, make you hear from Fares Okpere.
Yeah, good evening, everybody. Good evening, my friends on social media. Good evening, Edo people. Today, I want to talk about the events that transpired this afternoon, the sad events that occurred today at Airport Road. It's quite unfortunate that, some people in our state will never learn, they are not students of history. And every election year, they keep repeating the same thing over and over again. Every election year, they keep repeating the same thing over and over again. Now, let me go down to the crux of the issue. Yesterday, the court in Abuja granted Philip Shaibu, the former deputy governor that was impeached, granted him some relief at the court yesterday. And ordinarily, the House of Assembly immediately went on appeal. They appealed the case yesterday and also requested and applied for a stay of execution, which was duly served on all parties yesterday. And for that reason, the deputy governor and his people should have known that the matter was still a very active matter in court. Now, let me give you an example. In Nigeria, the issues relating to governors, deputy governors, cases relating to them and their office always transcends and ends at the Supreme Court. A clear example was in Rivers State in 2015 when the Rivers State governor was removed by the tribunal. When he was removed by the tribunal, they sought a stay of execution to appeal the case. The case went to the appeal, and then from the appeal, the case went to the Supreme Court. It is the Supreme Court that decides the final decision on issues relating to governor and their deputy governors. Now, when the governor of Rivers State was removed by the tribunal, the Amechi and the APC in Rivers State did not carry talks to march to the government house to remove the governor. No. When a judgment is given by the court, the other party have a right of appeal. And in this case, the party appealed it, and not only did they appeal, they also sought a stay of execution. It means that the Shaibu should have, allowed the court to determine the final process of the case. But in this case, he didn't do that. After the party, the House of Assembly had gone on appeal and also applied for a stay of execution, which he, Philip Shaibu, was aware of, mobilized thugs today to come to the airport to escort him to go to the office of the deputy governor and forcefully take over the office. That is an abuse of the judicial process. Nigeria is a country of law. If you know that you don't want to obey the law, there was no need to go to court in the first place. You have approached the court have given you judgment, the other party have a right of appeal, and they appeal the case. Philip Shaibu should have allowed the court of appeal to decide the matter, and even the Supreme Court, because it's a case that will end up at the Supreme Court. We've seen it before. Last year, there was a judgment against the governor of Abia State where the governor was removed by a court. And then the party who took the governor to court, the governor of Abia State to court, did not go to the government house with talks to remove the governor. They allowed the governor to appeal the case as the law stipulates, which is his right. And then the case went up to the Supreme Court. In this case, because of the desperation of some people, they decided to take laws into their hands by mobilizing thugs to the airport and mobilizing to go to the deputy governor's office to forcefully remove a sitting deputy governor from office. That is completely wrong. Completely wrong. And these people continue to act as if they don't understand that Nigeria is a country that is governed by law. That Nigeria is a country that has law and is governed by law. You cannot take laws into your hands. So somebody who mobilized thugs, hundreds of thugs to the airport today in an attempt to march to the deputy governor's house. They were posting in all over their social media, all over their WhatsApp groups that they were going to take over the office of the deputy governor today, while knowing fully well that the case was an active case in court. The case was in court. The case is still being held in court. The case has not been concluded. It is only when the Supreme Court has given judgment on such case that you say the case is concluded. Let me give you another example. In the case of Governor Ihedioha, when the Supreme Court gave judgment that the APC had won the state, the governor carefully packed his bag that same day and left office. That is how it works. Every state in Nigeria where the court has given judgment, the Supreme Court has given judgment to say that the governor or the deputy governor, has an issue, they respect it. So nobody has taken laws into their hands to say, oh, because I got judgment today from the tribunal, or because the Court of Appeal has given me judgment, I'll just take laws into my hands and go and forcefully remove a serving deputy governor from his office. That was completely wrong. Absolutely wrong. Unacceptable. Those who want to fan the fire of discord and violence in our state should stay clear from Edo State. Every 4 years, the APC come out with this kind of tactics. The last time they did this 4 years ago, when it was the governor's election, Governor Baseki's election, what did they do? They did exactly the same script. They played exactly the same script. The governor was going to the palace, had an invitation by the Oba of Benin. The great Oba of Benin had invited the governor and his friends. The governor was going to pay homage to the Oba of Benin. These APC thugs went to the palace gate and started throwing stones at the governor of the state. And then the governor supporters retaliated, and then there was a melee. So that was something that happened 4 years ago. These guys will not learn. They've repeated the same process, the same script over and over again in an attempt to bully the governor, in an attempt to bully the system. They don't learn that you cannot bully a serving governor. You cannot bully a serving deputy governor. The case is an active case in court. Let the court decide. Let the Court of Appeal decide. The House of Assembly has gone to challenge the judgment in court. Let the court see out the case. You have no right to take laws into your hands. You have no right to mobilize thugs to the airport and say you want to march to the deputy governor's house and take over the deputy governor's house forcefully. You don't have that right. The Supreme Court has not given judgment on the case. It's a case that's going to end in the Supreme Court. This case is going to end in the Supreme Court. So what's the desperation for? What's the hurry for? What is the hurry for? And then look at all the lies. First of all, they came out, they said their candidate was shot and is in hospital. And then later they say, the candidate was not shot. The same candidate who they said was shot was in hospital, was in critical condition in hospital, was seen marching in the street 10 minutes later. Let's stop all these lies. You guys cannot be playing gamble with the life of innocent people. You cannot be doing this every time. Every election year, instead of going to the field to campaign, to talk to other people, you start looking for antics. The last time while the PDP was campaigning, going around, you guys went to the palace and start throwing stones at a serving governor. A governor who was invited to the palace by the Oba of Benin, who was a guest to the Oba of Benin. You people went to the palace 4 years ago and were throwing stone at the governor. And then the governor supporters came there, mobilized there, and then there was a Mali there. Now, again, the same thing. A court has given judgment. Why don't you wait on appeal? Why don't you wait to hear the appeal? Why don't you wait to let the case go to Supreme Court and come back? What is the hurry? What is the hurry in trying to desperately take over the office of the deputy governor? When the case is in court, the case has not been concluded. Look at them, the APC people, all of them on social media, celebrating it that the deputy governor, the impeached deputy governor Philip Shaibu was going to take over today. The impeached deputy governor was going to remove the 7th deputy governor today. As if there's no law in Nigeria. As if Nigeria is not a country of law anymore. Everything that is going on today is a result of the desperation of the former deputy governor who was impeached. Who is desperate to remain in power. Very desperate to remain in power. His impeachment was carried out by the entire House of Assembly. Even his own friends in the House of Assembly, they supported his impeachment. They supported his impeachment. So it was a full house that impeached him. A full house. Go and look at those who signed his impeachment. Both the APC members, the Labour Party members, the PDP members in the House of Assembly signed for his impeachment. What does that tell you? He was not impeached by only PDP members. He was impeached by the General House. By the General House. So what does that tell you? So what is the desperation for? Enough is enough, guys. Enough is enough. Our state is a state of laws. Let's respect the law. The Supreme Court has not given a final verdict on this case. Until that is done, nobody have a right to march to the deputy governor's house to arrange talks and say they are going to remove a 7th deputy governor. Nobody have that right. Nobody have that kind of right. If you were impeached and you feel like you were illegally impeached, approach the court. If the court gives you a judgment, let the other party appeal it. Let them go on appeal. You are aware that they have gone on appeal. You are aware that they've also requested for a stay of execution over the matter. So what is desperation about? Now, after all said and done, the deputy governor is still in his office as we speak. So all the hulabu, all the talk of going to the deputy governor with talks to remove him, were all blatherdash. People should respect the office of the deputy governor. Respect the office of the deputy governor. How can a deputy governor be in office? He has not been removed by the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court has not heard the matter. Even the appeal court has not heard the matter. The matter just went to a high court. Just at the high court, a judgment from the high court, which has not been tested at the appeal, has not been tested in the Supreme Court. And you guys just went to Igun, go and print a new emblem, write deputy governor, mobilize talks to the airport, put on the deputy governor's vehicle, or the former deputy governor's vehicle, put the emblem on there and march behind it and say you are going to take over the office of the deputy governor. How about you guys should be reasonable sometimes, guys. Be reasonable sometimes. Don't allow yourself to be used for petty politics. Don't allow yourself to be used. When somebody calls you for something, look at the law. The law is very clear, very explicit on issues like this. Very clear. It's not a matter of violence. The law is clear. The law is the law. If that case had gone to Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court has said, oh yes, that Philip Shaibu was illegally removed and that the current deputy governor should immediately vacate that seat. Before Philip Shaibu gets to Benin, the guy would have vacated the seat already. But you have to understand that this case is a case that is going to go to the Court of Appeal and they're going to finish at the Supreme Court. There's a very long time that this case will take. To see out this case will take a long time. And then every party have a right to appeal. Even if this case goes to appeal court and the appeal court reverses the decision of the High Court in favor of the current deputy governor Omobayo Godwins, Philip Shaibu have a right to appeal to Supreme Court. Nobody will stop that and take that right away from him. So he should not attempt to take away other people's right of appeal. Everybody have a right to appeal. Once a case is on appeal, you maintain status quo. What was the need for calling talks to the airport? What was the need? What were they hoping to achieve by bringing talks, lions and tigers, reviving them and bringing them to the airport? What was the need for lions and tigers in the airport today? You want to intimidate a serving governor and intimidate a deputy governor who are still in office. So you go and bring talks, take them to the airport, and say they should march to the governor's office and remove a governor from his office because a high court has given you a judgment, when you know that same case has not been tested at the appeal court, has not been tested in the Supreme Court. And then you march you march on the street and say you are going to take over the deputy governor's office with so much impunity. With so much impunity. This is the same deputy governor that the Oba of Benin have cautioned over his taste for violence. His taste for violence. Let everybody be careful. While all this was going on, Governor Basaki was inside the governor's office today, attending to state matters. And then see people are crying on social media accusing the governor. Was it the governor that mobilized talks to the airport? Was it the governor who mobilized talks to the airport? Have you heard a broadcast from the governor? A high court gave judgment, and Philip Shaibu went on broadcasting that he's going to take over the house, to take over his position. What position? When the case has not been concluded, when he knows fully well that this is a case that will end up in the Supreme Court. It is the Supreme Court that will give a final judgment on this case, not the High Court. The High Court has given its judgment. Yes, fine. We have seen in several cases in Nigeria where a High Court will give judgment and the judgment will be reversed by the Court of Appeal and will be reversed by the Supreme Court. When the tribunal removed Wike, why did the opposition not take talks to the government house and say Wike must vacate office? Why did they wait for appeal? Why did they wait for the Supreme Court? Because everybody understands when it comes to the issues that concerns the governor and the deputy governor, those are cases that transcend and end at the Supreme Court. And those who are desperate for power, let them go and wait for the Supreme Court to give judgment on this matter. Go and prepare for your election. Go and campaign. Don't try to bring in petty sentiments, petty issues into the campaign. Go to the streets and tell the people what you have for them. Go and sell your candidate. If you believe that you have a candidate that is sellable, go to the street and sell your candidate. No amount of intimidation can remove the deputy governor. No amount of intimidation. It is only the Supreme Court that has the final say to decide on that matter. Not the court, not the Court of Appeal, not even the High Court. The High Court is just the first step in the legal process of this game. And everybody must understand that and respect themselves. You mobilize armed thugs, very armed to the teeth, mobilize them to the airport to escort you to go and take over the office of the deputy governor. When you were mobilized, you asked them to come there armed. You armed them. So what was the aim of that? What was the former deputy governor trying to gain by asking thugs to come to the airport today? What was he trying to achieve? To go and remove a 7th deputy governor because you have a court order from a high court, not from the Supreme Court. When you know that once it's an issue that is related to the office of the deputy governor, it is the Supreme Court that have the right over it. The Supreme Court. All the drama today was put together by the APC as usual to curry Edo people and undoing them. But people are not moved. People are not moved. They are not moved at all. You cannot deceive Edo people by trying to bring petty sentiment. Everything the APC have done in the run of this election are all been lies, 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 lies. They are hiding their candidate. They cannot come out to talk. They cannot come out to campaign for their candidate. You bring a candidate that you are not proud of. Instead of you to be ashamed of the caliber of candidate you are presenting in this election, you are out there spreading lies everywhere. Everywhere. This has got to stop. This has got to stop. You cannot continue to fool Edo people. You cannot. What you don't understand is that the issues that are dear to Edo people are the issues that the APC has caused in this country. Today, people are buying a bag of rice for 100,000. Beans is not even affordable anymore. People cannot even buy eggs anymore. Fuel is a luxury. It's only for the rich now. And the issue of you people to come out and be apologizing to the people, apologizing to Nigerians for mismanaging Nigeria, for causing so much hardship in the life of Nigerians. You are out there presenting one drama or the other every day, trying to fool Edo people. Everything that happened today, Philip Shaibu and his gang should be held responsible for it. Responsible for it. They mobilized talks to the airport. They called for talks to the airport. They asked armed talks to go to the airport to wait for this thing. As early this morning, they started mobilizing talks to the airport, posting on their WhatsApp group, bragging on Facebook that they are going to remove the deputy governor today. So Philip Shaibu must be held responsible for all that happened today. And this have got to stop. Enough is enough. Every 4 years, every election year, you people, instead of going to campaign, you bring in all kind of petty issues. Did the same thing 4 years ago. Now again, it's another 4 years. It's the same script. The same script. Go and campaign for your candidate. Go and campaign for your candidate. Go and tell the Edo people why you presented a candidate that failed woefully in WAEC. Go and tell Edo people why. Go and tell the people why you presented a candidate that have been in the Senate for 1 year and never raised the motion at the Senate. Go and tell the people why. No amount of intimidation, no amount of harassment will work. No amount of lies will work. Issues like this are legal issues, and they must be treated legally. They must be treated legally. Philip Shaibu does not have right to take laws into his own hands and say, oh, because a high court give you judgment, for that reason you are going to the governor's office with talks to go and remove a serving governor from the office. Come on, guys. Come on. Come on. He must be blamed squarely for instigating the violence today. You aren't talks and say they should follow you to go and remove a deputy governor from his office. It wasn't talks that removed him from office. Was Philip Shaibu removed from that office with talks? It was removed by the instrumentality of the law. The House of Assembly unanimously voted to remove him. And that's how he was removed. It was not talks that removed him. Nobody nobody went to Philip Shaibu's house to shoot gun to remove him. So if he thinks that he has a way to come back, let him follow the law. And he must follow the law to the end, to the logical end. To the logical end. No amount of backdoor will work. So my brothers and sisters, every lie that they continue to tell you, disregard it. The APC is a party that is struggling. They are struggling because Nigeria has collapsed in their hands. People are suffering. Look at a 7th senator from the APC yesterday lamenting about the suffering in the country. And what was their response? They removed him from his position in the Senate. Nobody took time to look at the complaints that the senator was saying. Nobody took time to look at it. What is the senator saying? Is he saying the truth? No. All they did was to go and remove him from as the chief whip of the Senate. But what was the Senator Dume saying? That people are suffering, Nigerians are suffering. They are still trying to increase the price of petrol. Look at today, marketers of petrol came out to say that the landing cost of petrol is 1,200 naira. It means that in the next few weeks, we'll be seeing petrol at 1,000 naira a litre. Officially. These guys want to choke Nigerians and kill Nigerians. And instead of them to be ashamed of themselves, they are still coming out to shamefully come out here and parade themselves in the streets. When they should be hiding their heads in shame for plunging Nigeria in so much misery. Everybody should disregard the APC. They have nothing to offer. Absolutely nothing to offer. Nothing to offer. They presented a candidate that doesn't have the intellectual capacity to engage other people. Their candidate is hiding, mute, cannot speak anywhere, cannot talk, cannot engage, not qualified, not educated. And then they are trying to force him on other people to drag the state back to the donkey years, to those years where pensioners will be protesting on the street of Benin, where government workers will be protesting on the street of Benin, where lions and tigers will be collecting revenue. Look at lions and tigers today. Look at them going to the airport to go and rally the impeached deputy governor. Look at them. They are waiting for an opportunity to get back to government to be collecting revenue from market women and terrorizing them again. They will be rejected. They will be rejected by those people. So guys, disregard the lies, all the lies from the APC, disregard it. The case with the deputy governor is going to end in Supreme Court. And until the Supreme Court makes a decision, the current deputy governor is the governor, he will remain the deputy governor of Edo State. No amount of intimidation, no amount of lies, no amount of propaganda can remove him. Let the former deputy governor who was impeached, let him go and face the case at the Court of Appeal. And when that is done, the case will go to the Supreme Court. And it's only when the Supreme Court makes a pronouncement on this issue that we'll have a final conclusion on the issue. Until that is done, forget it. I want to thank you all for your support. Thank you for continuing your support for the PDP in Edo State. The PDP has shown that it's a party that means well for Nigeria. Go and look at the records. The records are there. You can see the PDP records when PDP was in government. Compare it to the APC's record right now. You see the difference is clear. The difference is clear. They've messed up Nigeria. They've caused unimaginable suffering on Nigerians. People are desperately hungry right now in Nigeria. And instead of them to be going around apologizing to Nigerians, they are coming here to come and play all kind of antics. All kind of antics. Thank you all. Thank you all for your support. Continue to disregard the APC and their lies. Let them present their candidate for debate. Let them present their candidate for engagement. Let them present their candidate for engagement with the Edo people. We are not even talking about debating with Governor Baseki. Let their candidate come out and engage Edo people and discuss his vision. Look at the PDP candidate. Go and see his manifesto of hope. The APC in Edo have no manifesto. Why the PDP candidate is going about selling his manifesto? The APC candidates are all there. They are looking for all kind of antics. All kind of antics. Have you seen any of them posting their manifesto on social media? They have no manifesto. You want to govern a state like Edo, you have no manifesto, no plan. You just want power. No plan. That was how Buhari came with no manifesto. He was seeking for power. What did he do with the power? Messed up Nigeria. Messed it halfway. Tinubu took over and we are in the mess that we are today. We will not allow them. You see this Edo? Guys, we will not allow them. Thank you once again for watching this video. Please, always follow our channel. That's where you get the truth of everything that is going on. Edo is safe. Edo is peaceful. The enemies of Edo will continue to fail. Those who want to cause crisis in Edo that does not exist, they will continue to fail. Continue to support the government of Edo. That means well for Edo people. Continue to support the PDP. The PDP means well for Edo people. And do have a good night. Thank you all.
Now we don't hear from Fares Okpere. Let us know what you think for this matter. Go to comment section, make you put your own. If you never subscribe to Dan ARG YouTube, try make you subscribe, so that make you for the hear all the things wey dey happen for Nigeria. Make I leave you with this video, make you help us share am. Thank you for watching Dan ARG YouTube.